on, guys. Welcome. How are we all? Good to be here. Good to be back. Quite depressed after the under-21s game earlier because that was an absolute shambles. I have absolutely... If any of the 21s lads are watching this, doubt they are. But wow, that first half was poor. And if I were Connor Sells at half-time, I'd have lost my absolute shit with you all. But two great strikes from Ollie Green made a game of it. But I think Colchester were just better than us on the day. Nice. It's one of Caelan's first away days. Jeff up with Tigers. Faze Jensen's going. Jeff says he managed to get down to the MKM. Yeah, the late notice that there's a supporters committee meeting, a junior one. I'm on the junior panel, and they did say when the junior panel was chosen that there was going to be junior representation on the adult one. They'd send two juniors along every time. Myself and the other South Stand rep Millie. I'm 17. She's 18. It would make sense if it were us two. As it turns out, there's absolutely no junior representation on the adult panel whatsoever. So I'm going to bring that up. But what I will bring up is, as someone who is quite passionate about the academy and someone who knows a lot of the boys, I want to... I want them to market the under-21s games more. Because one tweet on the morning is not good enough. Whether it's like stadium announcements when they've got Dan Briggs on the tannoy announcing to people at half-time or before the game that the under-21s play at home on the Monday at Ferriby, or that they play their next home game at this date at the MKM or at Ferriby. Tell people. Because people will go if they know about it. This one today, it's the last weekend. Well, it's the last week of the Easter holidays. If they gave people some notice, they could have gone. But putting a tweet out at 9 o'clock in the morning, when the game kicks off at 2, a lot of time, people have already made plans. So it's real shame that it's marketed so poorly. Because typically, these boys play some really good football. It's a shame about today. That's just the way football goes sometimes. The game was passing them by. It is what it is for most of it. But they've got to market it better. And actually at the game, when it's at the MKM, it's not like at Ferriby where you can go and get a team sheet and the teams are read out before kick-off and this sort of thing. The same service of a team sheet at minimum should be provided when you walk through the turnstile. You can pick one up, have a look who's playing. And for those who aren't as familiar with the players and what they look like and all this sort of thing, or don't perhaps have social media to look at it on Twitter, they still have an understanding of what's going on in the game. Jeff, you're right. There were 5 trialists and each and every single one of them was shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Evening, Ashley. Hope you're well. Lucas Smallwood. Hello. Rossini's getting angry, apparently. Is he? He wasn't very happy at post-match, was he? Well, at half-time anyway, what he said. Caelan's getting Alayar's shirt. Very nice. It's a good game against Millwall. You're right. All right, Fozzie, up the Tigers, Ollie. Yeah, the under-21s games, to go back to that, need to be marketed so much better because there's some real talent in there. Jimmy Sims is injured at the minute. It's a real shame he is because without him today, the team just looked totally devoid of anything really going forward. Glenn was isolated for most of the game and he needed someone to play off, be it Harry Vaughan as a 10, who was travelled with the first team squad, I'm more than certain of it. Be it Will Jarvis, or be it Jim Sims up top with him, or having someone else up top with him. Jaden Chibanga came off the bench, be it putting him up there. or even starting Sincere Hall up top. Sani looked a little bit isolated, and he hit the post from a good move. But yeah, City, the 21s were poor. They'll admit that they were very, very poor. I think the fact there were 5 trialists out there didn't help them, because they had, well, but 5 trialists means you probably lack a bit of chemistry. But the number 10 as a trialist, he was poor. Number 11 as a trialist did out in the game. Number 8 didn't out but run. Number 2 at right back was better at shooting than he was defending. And the one who came off the bench for number 11, I think he was number 17, was just... It was sort of stuff like the ball's played to him at chest height. He chests it down, tries to take a touch to control it, just kicks out of play. It's that sort of thing. None of the trialists impressed me at all. Usually, I've seen a lot of trialists watching the academy. We've had a couple this season. We've had 2 different left backs. And then there's been Harry Vaughan, who's been really good as a trialist and was signed on the back of it. Vaughan Colville was a trialist last year and he really impressed. Jack Leckie was a trialist last year and he really impressed. Kaylan, this is exactly your point. I didn't even know there was an under-21s game today. That's exactly that. That's exactly that. And that's exactly what I'm going to bring up in the junior supporters committee meeting. So I'm going to ask the panel of the junior panelists, and I'm going to say, if you could get to Ferriby or get to the MKM with more notice, not just the fixtures being put on the website and being tweeted about on the morning, would you want to go to academy games? To go to under-21s games in Ferriby? Like the 18s is a bit different. That's at Bishop. Their home games are at Bishop Burton most of the time, and that is a bit more inaccessible. Because you've got to go down the A63, whereas Ferriby you can get a bus, you can walk it. Like where I am, it's in feasible walking distance. It's quite a while to walk, but it's feasible. And Ferriby's a nice little community ground. You can get 200 in there. City, and this is another thing, City only usually get 200. The football they've been playing this season, they deserve so much more than that. Ferriby's a class ground. Yeah, it's a nice little ground, is the Dransfield. Ferriby's a nice place to go and watch football. Harry got told on the stadium tour this morning when they'd have gone in the dressing room and the 21s had been prepping. Jeff says he usually finds out about Ferriby games from Ferriby about a week before. City should always be before the games, because this is a change that's an easy change to make. It's not like asking, can you try and do this, that, and the other? Like on the first junior panel, some of the younger ones were saying, can we have like free hospitality on our birthday? That, if they were going to implement it, which they've said they can't do, that would be a big change that they have to make. But something like this, it's just tweeting about it more. Giving people more notice that there's a game on. Tell them at the stadium before and at half time. At the end of the Ferriby home games, stadium announcers say the next time you can see Hull City's under-21s in action at home is on this day at the Dransfield Stadium or at the MKM. It's not a hard change to implement, just giving people more notice, because it'll help the boys out. If they're used to playing in front of 100, 200 people, let's say Harry Vaughan gets chucked on the pitch against Watford. There's going to be 20,000 there. It's going to be having more people in the stadium when they're younger, it will do them better. It will do them more in the long run. So, yeah, point over. Am I going against Swansea? Yes, I am. Adrian says we have to sell before buying. Does he? I've not read that. Adrian said he can pump 13, 14 million in to help with the running of the club. and he wants us to all buy tickets and help the club out where we can, because our money will go not to his back pocket like it did under the Allams, like the Jarrod Bowen money, but he had a Lamborghini and all this sort of stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to team news. Rant over about the under-21s. Oscar Estupinian and Aaron Connolly have both suffered setbacks and will miss this game. Ryan Longman came off with a dead leg. He's rated the other day, on Monday, he's rated 50-50 by Liam Rosenior. Rosenior also stated that there are a few more knocks to players, but he didn't give names. So that could be worrying. We know Louis Coyle's struggling with his ribs. Cyrus Christian Von Kerville, both knee, Benjamin Tete, hamstring, and Nathan Baxter, ankle plus unregistered, remain out injured. Hopefully, this is the last time, this season is the last time I ever have to say unregistered in one of these team news, because that was just the size of the squad we had last year. Ridiculous. Start with Longman and Figs. Well, I have some information about Tobias Figueiredo. I won't say explicitly what I know, but what I will say is don't expect Tobias Figueiredo to be here for much longer. That's what I'll say. Adam, mate, I'm not going to the game tomorrow. The 7:45 kickoff just makes it an abomination, really. It makes it terrible. Like, if I were to go, I'd, fair enough, leave at about 4:30, 5 to get to the game. Fair. I can deal with that. That's fine. I can just have my tea earlier or stop off at a service station or something like that. Game 7:45 kickoff. That's finished with added time and all this sort of stuff. That's finished about 9:45. Then getting out of Blackburn will probably take about half hour, although the ground is like right on a motorway slip road, but it'll still take time. And then it's a 2 hour 15-minute drive. And I'd be home about midnight, and editing, I'd be up editing for ages. It'd just be a right ball ache. So no, I'm not. You should have seen Figs at bowling yesterday. It was class. Got a double strike. Wow, fair play. Interesting to see if Ebue will start. Yeah, I don't think he will. It's the return that's the killer. It is. Getting there is totally fine, because my dad's at work tomorrow. He works I think he works one Saturday in every 3 or something like that. He's at work, but he'd be finished by the latest 2:30. So we can easily get there before kickoff. It's not like we'd miss kickoff or anything like that. It's the fact that it finishes so late, and it's getting back and all this sort of stuff. Maybe getting something to eat, yeah. Swansea bad against City and 3-0 earlier this year, Jensen. Does Rosenior like signing older players? I'm not sure. Not sure, mate. No need. I have no idea what you're referring to there, Harry. Anyway, cheers, Joe. Next Insta post incoming sauce. Oh, Grandpa Joe. Well, I've never been to Ewood Park. I did Ewood Park a couple of years ago, and it's a very, very decent ground. I can't remember what the food's like, mate. It was 6 or 7 years ago. But, yeah, we'll see. Am I going to Borough? I can't do midweeks, mate. Midweek away games are a killer. And with my dad being at work and college and all stuff like that, the buses leave about 3:30. And I finish college at 3 on a Tuesday and on a Wednesday. So it's not possible. It's not possible to do it, which is a real shame. But, yeah. Yeah, no need for the Blackburn game to be moved. Absolutely no need. Absolutely no need. It's ridiculous. The fact Sky are the preferred bidder for EFL TV rights again is an absolute disgrace, because they give absolutely zero fucks about any fan whatsoever. Norwich versus Sunderland a couple of weeks ago, 12 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday. It's a 6-hour drive. It's a complete joke. They don't care about the fans at all. It's as simple as that. Ollie's getting are they like City hooligan stickers, Ollie? You get Stone Island badge out sort of thing. Dinner was good, Leo, thank you. So you talked about the Reading ref. Yeah, what a joke. Speaking of which, should we have a look at Ref Watch? Where I don't think it's Gavin Ward. I only opened the page, didn't really look. It's John Busby, who is, that's the noises are the best way to describe him. Craig Taylor and James Wilson are the two liners. Tom Parsons is the fourth official. Yeah. Gavin Ward is a disgraceful referee. The fact he was allowed to referee both games between Hull City and Reading this year is complete failure by the EFL. I'm not sure if it's PGMOL who do all the thingy stuff, but yeah. Anyway, I reckon televising Norwich versus Sunderland was a good move. If it's 6 hours, not many fans would be able to go. Yeah, but also for fans who want to go, it would be better if it was a 3 o'clock kickoff, because then coaches could leave at about 5 or 6 in the morning instead of 2 in the morning. Yeah. Interesting. Surely we'll have a striker for next. These injuries are dragging on and on and on. Oscar was only but it's setback after setback after setback, Coxie, and it's really, really frustrating. They rent the refs from Jeff. Interesting. Sheffield United Cardiff at 12:30. Yeah, that's a complete joke. Simon, good to hear from you, pal. First time you've managed to catch a live preview. Well, welcome, mate. It's usually absolute carnage. Score prediction, you've got to wait till the end for that, pal. That you'll quickly catch on to how all this stuff works. It's going to be bad because he had to get the bus at 10:30 for the game, but Sky moved it to 3:45. Yeah, that's not... I mean, a 3:45 bus, getting to Blackburn at this time isn't the problem. Like Jeff said, it's the coming back. It's the return journey. Yeah. Good teams coming down from the Premier League. Adrian needs to back Rosenior, well aware of financial fair play. He said that they are well aware of financial fair play, and they do have some room for movement, but it's not as much as we had last year, and don't expect 16, 17 signings again. Yeah, good point. Most people who don't go will be watching a Fire Stick anyway. Well, I don't get it. Some National League games about 5:20. Yeah, they're weird. They're very, very weird. Let's have a look at stats then, taken from our last game against Millwall. And, well, the possession, it was a lot more than that at half-time. We had something like 64% of possession at half-time. But Millwall, after we got the goal, they had everything. And we knew we had to defend that lead. And that's where they clawed all of this most of this 47% back from. In terms of passing, though, Rosenior ball, loving it. Attacking wise, look, this is good. We didn't have many chances, and we took one of them. It was going to take a special goal to win it, and that was what we got in Adama Traore. Millwall, this is the problem we've had all this season. Like 22 shots, only 6 on target, no goals. That's the problem we've had for most of this season. Clearances, lovely stuff. I can guarantee you at least half of them were in the last 15 minutes. Nice. Very, very nice indeed. A couple of opinions here. So Rosie going to look into how we're getting more injuries. So he's either getting new medical staff or getting more robust players. He's going to give them a harder pre-season. I think he's going to get them in for pre-season earlier, make the sessions harder earlier. And then... yeah. And then he wants to get his business done early as well to make sure all the players are up to speed. Like Tete was injured very early on last season. Sinek was injured early on. Baxter was injured early on. Who else did we have who was like injured early on in the season? Who just signed? Tufan got injured against West Brom very early. Alayar got injured very early. Woodsy didn't, which was surprising. Traore was injured when we signed him. Oscar had a little bit, not much. Dimmy didn't. Seri had a little one. Who else did we sign? Christie, it's caught up with him later this season, but he was fine. Vale and Simons took a little bit of getting up to speed. And then, wow, Salaru Ladham Hand, well, he was just permanently dead, wasn't he? 007 Salaru Ladham Hand. Wait, hang on. Let me have a look, see if I can find the graphic. Salaru Ladham Hand. Let's have a look. Can I have a look? No, I don't think. I don't think I can find it. What I can find, though, is this. The only shirt ever with his name printed on the back, surely that was posted by his agent when he signed. Can I find it? Oh. We had an option to buy him as well. My God, what a waste of time this was. Loan terminated. Oh my God. Well, let's just say that they called him 007. Let me see if I can Google it. Salah Adine Uladam Hand 007. Let's have a look. Is it there? No, it's not there. I can't find it. It's in some like weird depths of hell. You know what? I'll tweet. I'll put a tweet out. Has anyone got that 007 graphic that someone made about Salah Ulad Hand and messaging 7 girls brackets messaging 7 girls, 0 games, 0 goals. I'm just going to put quite fancy a chuckle at it. No, if so, please send laughing face. Right, someone on Twitter will have it. Someone on Twitter will have it. They must do. Anyway, I've lost total track of where I got to now. Harry reckons 1-1 tomorrow. Smodics and Seri to score. Poor Scunny never coming back. Oh, that's a shame. And then Simon asks, as I've gone out of focus. Come on. There we go. That was weird. Scunny, lol. That's my thoughts. Better training ground needed. Well, what was I going to say? Well, that's the plans on Hull Fair, innit? But council have gone awkwardly quiet. if I ever get my interview with Tan, which I did email about, by the way, it's still not happened. I emailed about it to his secretary before Easter and at the start of the Easter break to see if they could fit me in. Not had a reply. So I might be seeing Karen at that supporters committee meeting. So I will ask her then to see if she can fit me in and to send me an email, because I'm flexible. I can do whenever. Is Adam ours or on loan? Adam. Do you mean Aaron Connolly? Connolly's on loan. I'd get rid of Figs and upgrade Andy Smith to the bench. Had a decent season at Grimsby. Would I take a point at Blackburn? Yes, I would. No more draws. Thoughts on Chelsea spending 600 million? Their top scorer is the manager. Well, yeah, getting Lampard back was weird, isn't it? Brentford did well out of our pre-season last year. Hey, Keno's had a shite year, hasn't he? Keno's had a really poor year. 0 appearances, 0 goals, 7 girls message or something like that. That's what it was. Lib Dems or Labour for council. Either way, Adrian will get Hull Fair moved. It doesn't even have to be Hull Fair moved. It can just be Hull Fair and the complex accommodated together. Yeah, Emre, they're still out injured. They're both still out injured. Adama, yeah, Adama's ours, mate. Adama's ours. I see Tan every week. Tan's a legend. Tan is a legend. Josh, 1-0. All right. Dream FA Cup third round tie. Like a shed. A non-league shed away. Right? That would be absolute goated away game. I would absolutely do that one. That would be absolutely ace. Just a little tin shed away. Oh, Ashley's found it. Oh, yes. They call me 007. 0 goals, 0 assists, 7 young girls messaged. Oh, I needed a good laugh at that. Oh, Salah. Yeah, my God. That was such a pointless signing, wasn't it? Out of the 3 number 10s that we signed, Dimmy, Adama, and Salah. We had the lowest expectations for Adama, and he's turned out to be the best. Salah didn't play. Dimmy tries hard but doesn't have an end product. Adama's incredible. Hull Fan TV reckons 2-1. Forest Green away. Hey, get your vegan burgers out. Aldershot's not far, is it? Aldershot's not far. That'd be a good one. Or Havant and Waterlooville. Wow. I think 2-0 tomorrow, says Faze Jensen. Keeping Pelkas has mixed opinions on to keep him or not. Personally, I think he's not done enough and has struggled to adapt, but just seemed good with the players. Yeah, he gives it his all. He never stops working, and I admire that. But with Dimmy, he'll be on such a high wage. And does he warrant the high wage he'll be on with his performances this season? No way. Simon, I can't reveal what that is at the minute. I can tell you that it is a project, and it is a project that I used that for our tests, for our test shoots, our test recordings, if you will. But now, because of all sorts of it doesn't stop with me. It stops with people above me, like bosses and managers and all this sort of stuff. And it's up to them, as it's their fault that I can't tell you. It's been in the works for almost a year. Yeah. So I can't say just yet, Simon, but hopefully in pre-season I will be able to say. It's gone from hopefully I'll be able to give you some news just soon to I'll be able to give you some news in the next few weeks back in January, and then it's just dead pre-season. It's not dead in the water. There's a requirement from said managers and bosses for this content to be out, but it's them that are the hold-up. It's not me, and it's not who I am liaising with on a presenter level to get this project sorted. It goes above me. That's what I can say. Yeah. And that's what I can say. Let's watch Filey storm the preliminary round and get him in the third round. Tiger of the season so far, I'd go in order. Oscar, Slater, Christie, then Ozan. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oscar's got to be player of the season. Surely. He's the only one that's scored any goals. Have you ever been to Cottingham Training Ground? Yes, I have. I've never been inside, but I have been on the facilities. Dimmy was out in Princess Quay yesterday, shopping in all the empty shops. Nice Gilles might get one. Well, I went to the 21s games today. I didn't want to wear like a big coat out. So I have this long sleeve one on. Then I have me I have my little Calvin Klein top on, and then my gilet. Well, it's a second Calvin Klein gilet, to be fair. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. Oscar got me player of the season on Macca. Agreed. Adrian, no more rumours. Yeah, he's put his faith in Rossinha. He's put his faith in Rossinha. Yeah, we know where we stand now. I've forgotten to load up Blackburn's team. There's always something I forget. Usually, it's like memorable. It's a memorable match, or it's like around the grounds or something. But I never forget. I've never forgotten this. Right, Kai says 4-0. Let's go. I've been in the Gaffer's parking space at Cottingham once. Fair. Someone mentioned on Twitter that Oscar can't really play Rosie's system as his goal return since Rosie took over isn't great. See, Oscar needs chances to score though, and a lot of the time we can't create them, or he's like not. A lot of the time we don't put him in good enough. We don't like have good enough shooting positions for him. Like against Rotherham, when that ball was pinballing about, chances are if Oscar's fit, one of them drops into the air, drops to his feet, and he just rattles it home, mate. Favourite away day of the season, I'd go Wigan or Rotherham. Wigan was good. Wigan was very, very good. Rotherham was good as well. Do I wear the gilet on match day? Sometimes. If it's warm, well, it depends on the weather, really, mate. Depends on the weather. Where do I think we need to strengthen in the summer? Everywhere, more or less. We need to get Darlow in permanently. That's more or less a given. I think we could do with another centre-half. Could definitely do with a left-back. Depending on what we do with Louis Coyle, I think Louis Coyle is solid backup. But depending on what happens with him, I think we need another one. I think Dodo Cynic will go. I'd invest in another number 10 to back Traore up because I don't think we'll keep Dimmy. Like I say, yeah, Darlow permanently, Connolly permanently as well. Rossinha has his targets. Right then. Let's move on to head-to-head, where in Blackburn's last game, it's been Ainsley Piers recently. Tom Kaminski has been injured, but Ainsley Piers replaced him. Kaminski was on the bench in the last game. Piers seems to have kept his place. At the back, where is he? Joe Rankin Costello was playing at right back. And then it was Dominic Hiam and Hayden Carter, the two centre-backs. Harry Picker in the left-back. Midfield 3, Tyler Morton, Lewis Travis. No, that's Bradley Dack. Shambles. Bradley Dack and Adam Wharton. Then Tyrese Dolan, wherever he's gone. Tyrese Dolan, Sammy Smodics, and Ben Brereton Diaz, the front 3. John Dal Thomason not doing a bad job for Blackburn there. So Wigan pretty much gone now. Blackpool look gone. So it's down to Huddersfield, Reading, Cardiff, or QPR for bottom 3. It is. Josh Emmanuel, is it Grimsby? Yes. Face Jensen, your granddad plays golf with Coyle. Nice. What's wrong with Bradley Dack? He blamed us for having COVID when it was the EFL's fault for not calling the game off sooner. Yeah. And he was like, and he tweeted shambles at Hull City. So yeah, he's a knob. He's a knob, and he's got a massive bald spot. Just shave it off, mate. Shave it off. Last time it was my birthday, run 3-0. Hopefully it's the same this time. Yep. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Leo. I'm sure I'll text you in the morning as well. I'm not one, I like to say, but Longman against Millwall. Yeah, Longman was good. That bending effort with his left foot. Wow, that was close. That was very, very close. Diaz overrated. Spoke to a Blackburn fan. He agreed. Says he's so inconsistent. Yeah. Oh, yeah. City tweeted it back when we beat them. Yes. Oh, Blackburn. Oh, Blackburn. What a game that was. I've not chosen it for memorable match today, but wow, what a game that was. Will our defence keep him quiet? It depends what sort of day he's having, really. I trust in Sean. I do trust in Sean. And Alfie, for that matter. So our last 5 games left. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 5. Won 1, lost 1, drawn 3. We won against Millwall last time out in the fifth one ago. We beat Burnley. Lost to Burnley. Then a 1-1 draw against Reading, 0-0 draw against Rotherham, 4-4 draw against Sunderland. And then for Blackburn, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll count that because it was against a Championship team. 5. They beat Reading, lost to Sheffield United, lost to Birmingham, lost to Norwich, and then drew at Huddersfield. They're in a very odd run of form for a team chasing the playoffs. So, you know what? Confidence. We need this. So the T is league table. Burnley at the top, promoted. They'll be champions soon enough, surely. The gap's 14 points, 5 games to go. They could win it this weekend. Sheffield United and Luton are their closest challenger now, but Sheffield United do have a game in hand. Borough have slipped right back. Blackburn currently sitting 6th, but with only 1 win in their last 5, as many as us, in fact. We sit 16th, which I think is a bit of a false position, but I suppose that's what happens when you draw 13 games all season. Yeah. Under Rosenior, though, I saw a stat. We've conceded 23 goals in as many games under Liam Rosenior. We conceded, I think, that same amount in Shotter's 10 games. So he has made us so much more comfortable at the back, which is good. But we're still nowhere near the worst defensive record in the league. That is by quite some margin. Blackpool. Wigan are more or less gone. Blackpool more or less gone. Reading sacked Paul Ince. Get in. But you know what? I think QPR might go, you know. It's criminal that both QPR and Reading will get to... one of QPR or Reading will get to stay up. It's going to take a miracle for one of Blackpool or Wigan to pull themselves out of it. But it's criminal that one of these 2 teams will get to stay up. Both of them are shocking. Both of them are appallingly bad. Thought Burnley won the league. No, not just yet. Not just yet, mate. Not just yet. Give Malcolm back to Palace. Give Malcolm a chance. Probably be classed with Christie overlapping, exchanging passes. Do we try and get Ebue back? Hope he comes good. Just move on. Personally, I'd look at Raksaki at Charlton. Looks miles better. See, I said it to my dad, like, jokingly the other day. Like, there's a clip in my vlog. Let me find the clip. From the Millwall game. We're clearing a corner, and he just doesn't move as we're clearing it. It's nonsensical from him. So, yeah, we head it clear. Here we go. 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 Right. Let me share this with you because... Right, I'll take the banner away totally. Let's... Right, present. Video file. Which video file is it? 9925. Oh.
Ball in.
Look here. Look here, right? Malcolm can sprint here, but he's dawdling. He's dawdling for so long. Let me pull it back. Look. So here, as Ozan's dribbling the ball out, Louis Coyle is getting ready to get his skates on. Malcolm should be bombing it, but instead, look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing when the ball first falls to Ozan, right? Look at him. He's just jogging. Get a move on that. Get a move on. I said it to my dad, like jokingly. I said, at least Malik Wilkes made it clear when he wasn't interested. Ebue was just sauntering, really. There were points where he was like, it sort of looked like he was just sauntering round like this, thinking, oh yeah, I really can't be arsed. But then would do a little sort of half-yard sprint like that, just to make it look like he was interested. At least if you don't care, own it, mate. Own it. Make it clear you don't care. Anyway, around the grounds, 8 o'clock tonight, kicking off in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Middlesbrough versus Norwich. 12:30 Sheffield United Cardiff. That's a crime. 3 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow. Watford versus Bristol City. Blackpool versus Wigan. Swansea versus Huddersfield. Millwall versus Preston. Queen's Park Rangers versus Coventry. Reading v Burnley. Rotherham v Luton. Stoke v West Brom. Sunderland v Birmingham. And the 7:45 kickoff, for some weird reason, is Blackburn Rovers versus Hull City. Yeah. Now, memorable match. I haven't picked the Ajun game. I've picked that the last couple of times. I picked that last time, so I thought I'd change it up. And instead, we'll go to this embarrassment on the 11th of February 2020. 3-0. They scored 3 goals in 7 minutes. And I'd turned the game off by this point because we were just poor. This was a game where Sean McLaughlin gave the ball away from our kickoff within like 10 seconds, and George Long had to make a save. It was a terrible game, and I turned it off at halftime. So it was George, our team that day, was George Long in goal. Back four was Leo da Silva Lopez at right back. Robbie McKenzie, Sean McLaughlin, and Callum Elder. Midfield 3 was Dan Batty, George Honeyman, and Jackson Irvine, with Marcus Maddison on the right, Malik Wilkes on the left, and Josh McGuinness up top. The bench was Matt Ingram, the goalkeeper, Tom Eaves. Fucking hell, look at this bench. My God, look at this bench. This squad really was threadbare, wasn't it? Until we got because we had loads of injuries at this point. This squad was threadbare. My God, this bench. Matt Ingram, the goalkeeper, Tom Eaves, Stephen Kingsley, Keane Lewis Potter, Elliot Bonds, James Berry, and Andy Smith. But after COVID, during the lockdown, I was thinking, oh, we're going to be so good. We are going to be so good when we get back to fitness, right? After COVID, right? Because we'll have James Scott back, Device, Burke, all the injured players that were injured. We'll have them all back. We'll be fine. No. We had them all back and we were even worse somehow, which was weird. Well, it's not even like lineups like this for why I hated McCann. He had his hands tied at this time. Like, fair putting Matthew Pennington at right back against Middlesbrough, where he, like, fresh air kicked the ball out of play. Like, McCann had his hands tied here. There was nothing he could do at this point. He just had Bowen and Grzycki stripped away from him. He was told he couldn't play Marcus Henriksen because Ahab thought he was angling for a move. So his hands were tied. But, yeah, well. Have Burnley been promoted? Yes, they have. Burnley have been promoted. Get rid of Ebue. We need grafters, not shrinkers. Class analysis, thank you. Get me on the EFL highlights, yeah. You know, instead of just glossing over one game at a time, just for example, this isn't a specific example. I didn't watch it after Monday, but there was a game where, like, Darlow made a load of great saves, and all they said about the game was they showed it amongst the highlights of a load of other games and just touched on each game briefly, forgetting the fact that we went up the other end and won it 1-0, right? Or something like that. Darlow made a load of brilliant saves, and they'd just be like, well, the other team. Forgetting the fact Darlow kept us in the game, forgetting the fact that we went up the other end and won it. Nah, mate, just totally gloss over it. EFL on Quest was so much better. So much better. I'm very surprised about Abue, how he hardly say, especially how he says he wants to repay the manager's faith in him for believing in him, yet he's shown hardly no effort. Yeah, I don't think he wants to be here either, mate. I'm watching the Friday Night Championship game. Might do, mate. Also might not. Probably going to go to bed. Joe for EFL highlights. Why not play 3 at the back though instead of Lopez at right back? I think we only had 2 centre-backs. I think Pennington was injured this time as well. Tafazoli as well. I think he was injured at this point. So, yeah, God. Yeah, God. What's your thoughts on people saying Oscar isn't a good striker? Some saying we should sell. Don't agree. I think he's brilliant. Darlow should have saved Sunderland's 4th goal. I can't lie. Well, you can't exactly blame Darlow when he kept us in the game. Made a brilliant save. I think it was 3-2, 3-all. Yeah. Well, he should have saved the penalty. That's a definite. He knew he should have got he knew he should have done better with that. Because he got to it and just palmed it into his own goal, and you could tell that he was regretting that one. But the 4th, I don't think you can be angry at him for that. People hate Hull. Thogden just skips. Like, what I'll say about Theo is he gets a lot of stick. Fair or otherwise, I'm not going to comment. That's subjective. But, I mean, ultimately, the bloke made my career when we lost 8-0, and I'm forever indebted to him and his dad and Goldbridge and the Irish guy for this. So, for doing that. That's why that video did so well, because those guys tweeted it out and Goldbridge bantered with them. Fucking weasel. Let me find the tweet. That Goldbridge put out. Where is he? Where is the Goldbridge one? Pod. I can't find it. Goldbridge. I can't find it. I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, we had Angus MacDonald injured as well, didn't we? Yeah. Right, that's Luton. I can't find it. I'm scrolling through all my old tweets now. Joe Fry follow commentary. We'll take it. It's Fleming. Fleming will come back. Re-signing Manuel. I think that ship's sailed. Fusing Josh Clear, what a guy. I like Josh actually gave us credit for our fans and the attendance Bristol City at home. Yeah, well, do I think promotion this season? Nope. Which players do I think will leave? I think for certain Dodo will go. I know certain information about Tobias Figueiredo, which I said earlier in the stream. The only 2 dead certs for me, no, 3. Baxter, Figs, and Dodo. Tyler Smith, maybe. His contract's up. Yeah, don't know. Have you ever been on Radio Humberside? Quite a lot of times. Quite a lot of times. I think we should get rid of Smith and Woods. Woods is an interesting one. Right, let me have a look. We're getting there now. We are getting there. So this is Theo. That's him tweeting the clip. We're not playing the clip. Bobby, loving it on Look North. This is when I first interacted with Luke Flanagan. Where is it? Where is it? Goldbridge had a pop at me. Goldbridge had a pop at me. Oh, this is it. This is it. So he's tweeted the video. Hate to see him when his mum tells him the shop didn't have any Frosties. So I replied, jokes on you, Goldbridge don't like Frosties. Mark Goldbridge tweeting it. What a man. He replied, nice video. Yeah, love it. Love it. This clip's brilliant. Where are all Hull City fans going tonight? Humber Bridge. Yeah. Had enough. Respect your passion, fella. God. Oh, this is great. I'm having a watch of this alternative commentary after the game. This is brilliant. City fan calling on TalkSport. Bobby tweeting that. Is that Keane Lewis Potter? Oh God. Yeah, Theo loves it. Irish guy. Rule should be if you lose 8-0 to Wigan, you should no longer exist as a football club. $7-0 at half time. Gedo tweeting what's going wrong. Football images that precede unfortunate events. Oh, God. Give it Carol Baskin till the end of the season. With Josh McGuinness when he pulls one back and makes it 16-1. Insert Mike White, insert Wigan v Hull Rugby League scoreline reference. Still 0-0, boys. Keep your heads up at half time. Oh, man. This day was a joke. This day was a joke. Wow. Smith can stay at Oxford, he don't get played. Yeah, Will, you missed it. I'm not going to give away specifics. However, I wouldn't, based on what I've been told by people who know certain things, do not expect Tobias Figueiredo to be here much longer. That's what I'll say. That's what I've been told. Yeah. I think we should sign Connolly, Andrew, definitely. Do you think we'll get promotion or playoffs next season? Playoffs, an expectation, yeah. They can't see anything. We've beaten 4-1 and 5-0 at their place since, yeah. Just try and get Bernard. I'd love to have Dish back. Dish on Bernard, eh? What a player. Right, should probably move on. Last time out, 1-0 defeat. Sammy Smodic's goal, yeah. Fat L. Nathan Baxter in goal that day, back four. Christie, Figueiredo, Jones and Greaves. Seri Woods and Pelkas in the middle with Doherty and Slater wide and Longman up top. Bench was Matt Ingram, the goalkeeper. Louis Coyle, Ozan Tufan, Durkan Sinic, Sean McLaughlin and Brandon Fleming with Andy Dawson in temporary charge. On to then the record. It's not good. The only game we've won against him in our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only game we've won against him in our last 7 was the game that Ajun took us over. On this night. 6:05 in the evening. We kicked off at 7:45 and this happened. Wow. Other than that, it's a complete joke. 2-3-0 defeats in 3 games. Oh, God, that was embarrassing. That 6th of January 2018 one as well, the FA Cup win. That was where King Lewis Potter made his senior debut. We need to move on from KLP for good, 100% do. We absolutely need to move on from KLP. He turned us down in January. Move on. Another match finishing something nil. Last 6 games, we've never seen one game where the two teams score. Well, 4-4 against Sunderland. Dish and Macca partnership. Oh, I'd love Dish on Bernard back, man. 1-0 Borough already. Very nice. Don't even know what Connolly looks like anymore. Wow. Harsh. Very harsh. Right, for shared shirts, get ready because you're going to see the same face for the next, for the next 4 games consecutively. I was researching this and I found an incredible trend where Danny Graham has played for us, Blackburn, Middlesbrough, Swansea and Watford. So for shared shirts for all but one of the games for the rest of this season, it is just Danny Graham. And he was dog shit. He was awful for us. Cynic scored for Antalyaspor. There's a surprise. The fact he's even playing. My God. But no, Danny Graham was absolutely appalling in a Hull City shirt. He scored in Andy Dawson's testimonial in a pre-season game. It was against Real Betis at what was then the KC Stadium. It was a brilliant goal, and we all thought, oh my God, this guy is going to be incredible for us. He scored 1 goal for the entire time he was with us playing competitive games, and it was against Swansea. And the fact that he was even playing against Swansea, even though he was on loan, was an absolute lottery. Because he shouldn't even have been on the pitch if we didn't have a loan agreement that he was playing. Anyway, yeah, he was awful. And he couldn't even celebrate the goal, bless him. For Luton, it surely has to be Reece Burke. Well, the thing is, I like to do these as players that have played for both, not that are actively playing. Because, like, for Millwall, I could have had Honeyman, could have had George Long, could have had Ryan Woods for us. But I decided against that. So that you could have something a little bit more interesting because you can pick them out yourself. So for like Luton, I won't do. Last season, I didn't do George Monker. I didn't do Reece Burke because they were still playing for both teams. But I've got a little trick up my sleeve for Luton. It's one you might not know, but when you actually think about it, you think, oh yeah, of course he's played for Luton. I was going to pick Josh King today for City and Blackburn, but then I found this Danny Graham trend, and my God, it is too good not to explore. So I'll take myself back to a smaller screen. Danny Graham signed for us on loan in the summer of 2013 after we'd just been promoted to the Premier League under Steve Bruce, on loan from Swansea. He made 18 competitive appearances, scored once. And then Blackburn Rovers, he initially signed for them on loan from Sunderland in 2016. The move was then made permanent later on. He was with them through to 2020. 173 appearances, 50 goals. Blackburn is the only place he's been where he's scored prolifically. And I think that tells you all you need to know, really. When I said 6 games without 2 teams scoring, I meant between... Oh, yeah. Yeah, God. Dark. Very weird. Do I think Swansea will beat Rotherham's attendance? No. Because Rotherham's away following would have boosted that up as well. I still think we'll more or less sell out the home end, but Rotherham's away following would have pushed that up to 23,000. The fact that they sold out their 2020 allocation in a day would have helped that out so much. So no, I don't think so. Right, let's move on. My predicted team, it's a bit all over the place, this one. In goal, Darlow. Right back, Callum Elder. with the niggles, I just don't think he'll risk Coyle. 2 centre-halves are Jones and McLaughlin. Left-back Jacob Greaves. I tell you what, Greaves was not happy when he left the stadium the other day. Holding midfield, Seri. 2 centre-mids, Traore and Slater. On the right, Aliyah. On the left, I think Pelkas will remain in. And then up top, Ozan Tufan. The bench, Matt Ingram, Greg Doherty, Malcolm Abue, Harry Vaughan, Matty Jacob, Xavier Simons, and Will Jarvis. It's a threadbare team. So, who knows? Joe, is it Snodgrass you're going to do for shared shirts? It's not Robert Snodgrass, although that is a very, very, very good shout indeed. It's not Robert Snodgrass. I'm not going to give you any more hints, but I'll tell you, it's not Robert Snodgrass, although that is a brilliant shout. That's a very, very good shout. Yeah, true. Rotherham just over an hour away. It is. Predicted score, then. You know what? I'm quite confident. And I've been quite cautious in this preview as to saying whether I'm confident or not. Because Blackburn are a very good team. Even though they're on a poor run, they are still a decent team. Sonny Bradley still plays for both, Leo. So I won't be picking Josh's pal. So I think this will be a 2-1 City win with goals from Ozan and Aliyah. Yeah. So Kalen says 4-3 City. Ashley says 2-0. Hull City fan says 4-2 to us. Another 3-0 says Charlie. 2-0 says Jensen. 2 fan. I've gone out of focus. Come on. Yes. Focus on there. There we go. More or less focused. 2-0, 2 fan Traore. 2-1, 1-0, 2-0, 1-all. 3-all, Jeff. Well, quite a range there. And this game could quite literally go either way. Curtis Davis play for Luton? I've just seen that come up from Harry. If he did, that's hell of a shout. He did. He started his career at Luton. Harry, that is one hell of a shout, mate. Well done. It's not him, but well done. Well done. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible, Harry. I did a list. I went through all the squads. And did I write Davis down for Luton? I only wrote him down for Birmingham, Villa and Derby. My God. Harry, that is incredible, mate. Well done. That is an incredible shout. It's not him, but wow. That's an incredible call. Brilliant. And on that note, with Harry's absolute footballing genius, thank you for watching. I'll see you late on tomorrow for the match reaction after the game. Take care and goodbye.